Bryan from Airflow Music here. Welcome back. This is day 5 of our little spin through the Clarke Major Pentatonic practice alongs. Hope you're having fun with these. Actually, I'm going to make a little confession straight up ahead. This is the first one of these I haven't recorded the same day that you see it. I'm recording this on Thursday and it'll be up Friday morning for you because I'm going to be on the road tomorrow. Need a chance to get this done because there'll be a lot of travelling happening. Anyway, so we're going to get into this. This is probably going to be the last spin through this particular exercise as a practice along, at least for the time being. And this time we're going to up the tempo somewhat more. I am going to continue to do just twice through on each line, even though we're now at a tempo where we could potentially do more. For this one, we're going to move up to half note equals 80, or quarter note equals 160 BPM. Okay? Really going to start to get up there a little more tempo wise. Hang in through the practice along and watch the recap afterwards because I'll explain why I chose that tempo in particular. Other than that, the same things we've been doing apply. We're going twice through on each line, first time slurred, second time tongued. I'm trying to play at a comfortably soft volume throughout, even in the higher keys, and just generally trying to play as smoothly from note to note as possible. Okay? So, here we go. This is half note equals 80, quarter note equals 160. Let's get into it. 18 once again. I'm going to play in D major this time. Okay, so there it is. That was half note equals 80, quarter note equals 160, and I expect actually that the reason I chose that tempo is probably immediately apparent. That's the tempo where I can pretty much play in all the keys and get it done and keep up with the metronome, whether I'm slurring or tonguing. And for me, that's an important tempo to find because it really informs how I practice a lot of things like this, which is right now, that's kind of at the edge of where I feel comfortable doing it. If I'm doing longer sets of tonguing straight out like that, that's a tempo I feel like I can pretty much maintain. But also with the changes of notes and the different pattern, and particularly in the high register things, getting those to hang in, remain clean, that's the tempo where I can feel I can more or less do it, 90% of the time. And so that's the tempo I want to focus on to make that comfortable. So as I continue to practice this is a tempo I'm probably going to stick at for a week or two, playing it every day. And even though that may seem laborious at times, by the time that's done, it'll be so comfortable for me that I won't think twice about really upping the tempo. Maybe adding another 20 BPM, even at half note or something like that. Because it will really be under my fingers, my coordination will be better together, and I'll be, less anxious about it as well. Because the mental side of this is not to be, underestimated. So that's why I chose that, and that's why I left the obvious mistakes in as well. Starting line 18, that pesky D major for some reason in the higher octave there. Just seems to be a thing. I think I was so flushed with success about more or less making it through the D flat, which I was worried about, that I let the D major slide. And so, but it's good for you to see, I think, that happens to the best of us. And, these are things we all need to work on. Okay? So, yeah, that's what I want to do with this series, really. Spend some time with this exercise, because I think if you've been coming along with me on this, you'll have learnt that it's worthwhile to try and get it under your fingers. It opens up a couple different things, and it can be challenging in certain ways. I'm certainly going to keep working on it, and, depending on your feedback in the comments and what have you, we may even revisit it a time or two more. Maybe not immediately, but maybe in a week or two, okay? So that's really what I have for you, not only for today, but also for this week, at least in terms of this exercise of the week practice along. I've really got to come up with a better name for what this is. That's what I'm going to think about while I'm editing this later. So, yeah, let's get to that. Anyway, if there's anything you'd like to say about this, or if you have a question about it, please comment below. I'd love to hear from you and see what you thought about doing this. Probably didn't mention up front, but if you missed out what the point of this whole thing was, This was from an exercise of the week video earlier in the week, and that's linked down below as well, so you can find it easily and get the kind of lowdown on what we're dealing with. Alright? So, other than that, I'm going to leave you for the time being. If you have enjoyed this video, please do hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I've been having fun making these videos this week, so I'm going to be back with something else very soon. Okay? But until then, you know, as ever, what to do. Go practice.